Welcome to Agranak Studios. My name's DM Wisdom, and today we're going to take a look at Quests of Yore, Barley's Edition. This is a role-playing game based upon the Disney Pixar movie Onward that came out, 2020 or so. This is a great game. I would say that the rule set here kind of skirts that line of mid-crunch. And so Shadow Dark, rules light. This would be a bit more meaty as far as the rules and things that you can do goes. This is a thick box with plenty on the inside. Now I know what you're probably saying. Why are you looking at anything from Disney? Aren't they a little, politically weird? Yeah, especially after the latest Snow White and how it tanked and the sort of ideals that they were pushing. Not only in that, but this was kind of before a lot of that stuff took hold in the world at large. And so this isn't tainted like that is. It is definitely geared towards younger players. I mean, it even says ages 8, but it's got a really good system in it. Okay, right here we have the Quest Master Shield. Not a screen, but a shield. Mine's a little dented right there. Oops. This is a cool miniature little shield or screen. And on the inside, pertinent information for the Quest Master. Very nice. There are 4 pre-generated character sheets in here, so you can just get right to playing. And then there's 5 blank ones that you can make your own characters on or download their character sheet from their website. Some counters and tokens that need to be popped out. Another sheet of those. Then we get into the rule books. This is the Quest of Yore Advanced Player's Guide. There's 83 pages in here. How to create characters if you want to do that and not use the pre-gen, and then how a quest master is to run a game. You have the Tome of Quests, which is just for the quest master. These are all the adventures that come with it, and there is a whopping 136 pages of content for you to enjoy. Very cool. Now it comes with miniatures. There's a manticore, an elf fighter, dragon, very cool, a wizard, a rogue type, and it looks like some sort of gnome that's playing a lute. They have hex game tiles, one for an interior or stone area, and then another side that has a dark center. Plenty of those to use. You have 3 sets of polyhedrals here, a green, a blue, and a red, and then a single D20. And this is for the Quest Master. These are denominations from D4 all the way up to D12. You have a set of power cards that you can use in-game to buff rolls and all of that. You have ally cards, which are different characters that you can bring along with you, usually animals it looks like. Raven, a bear, and even a manticore. You got a set of spell cards here that show all the spells, and then a big huge stack of item cards. Very nice. I picked up this game for about $40 on Amazon and has plenty of value for what you're getting here. So to go over briefly kind of how the game mechanics work, you have your approaches, which kind of would translate to your attributes like in D&D: bravery, cleverly, patiently, quickly, and socially. So like from strength to charisma. And then you have your techniques, which are your skills. And depending on what you have filled out in each is how you create basically a dice pool. So you have 3 different colors just to make it easier. You've got your approaches in blue, your assists in green, which are things that might be given from other player characters or cards that you have, and then your techniques, your skills, which are red. So you basically build your pool here. So bravery, D6, so you have that. And then let's say they're going to use fight, which is a D4, so you'd have a red one. So you'd roll that. If you happen to have an assist, either an item card, a power card, a spell card, or even support from someone else, you would add that. Let's say you're getting support from a friend. So there's your dice. You're going to attack a monster, and you roll it, and depending on what the target number is, this would be, that's a 2 there, and so that is a 10 total. And then the questmaster would explain what happens. Pretty simple system with simple math. Now your grit represents your health, maybe a little bit of luck, maybe exhaustion, and everyone starts off with 5, and they're represented by the shield counters. The big ones here represent 5, and then the smaller ones represent 1. So everyone would start off with that guy right there. If damage is taken or whatever, you would minus that from your overall. Now, because this is aimed towards kids, when you run out of your grit, you've taken 5 grit worth of damage, basically you're defeated, not necessarily dead. But if you wanted to up the deadliness of it, you could say that that causes death. There's a whole advancement section, and for each quest that you complete, you gain another little check mark here for the quest, and then you can add a technique by 1, but only up to D8. And then when you advance to Wanderer, also D8, giving you that. Once you get up to the Adventurer, you can now go up to D10 on any of these. And then Champion, I believe that is a D12. I could be wrong, but there are ways to get a D12. On the back gets a little bit deeper into the character, and like for instance, this background is Wayfarer, and you've spent a lot of time traveling the world. Feel cleverly or socially. Feel network and investigate. Feel 2 from either exert, fight, loot, or parlay. And then the cues are, they're a male, adult, gruff, distractible, never a straight answer, and tricky. And then within the game, they do have a bond system for you to bond with your other characters. And you do that in game. And then a place for your quest journal and a place for you to doodle out your character. Now, I haven't gotten too deep into the rule book, I just perused it, but if you want me to get deeper into this game, I know that there's IP that is associated with it, but I really think that the game system itself is very solid and has some really fun aspects to it. Now, other people have touted that this is kind of like a great introduction to role-playing, but it might actually have a bit more meat than many of the big guys that are out there, if you take my meaning. I remember watching the movie and going, I wish they would make this game. And they did. Now, this is obviously the box set, but they do have a hardcover book, which I think is both the Advanced Player's Guide and the Tome of Quests. Don't quote me on that, but that's out there as well. But this box set, man, what a lot of bang for your buck with the miniatures, the counters, all the cards, the 2 books, character sheets, dice. Really, really cool. All right, everyone. Thanks for stopping by Agranak Studios today, and we'll see you on the next one. Later!